I feel like Julian Van Stippen has got the biggest whip we've ever seen at X Games, but Patrick on this bike is just it.
Woo!
It is insane.
What's up, everybody? Clint Esposito here with the Two Wheels of Freedom show. Today we're going to preview X Games Ventura 2024. As always, this podcast is brought to you by 640 Coffee. You can go to 6SIX40coffee.com. Use the code CLINT to get 5% off. It's owned by Sean Connors, a freestyle motocross rider and good friend. Also, Hero Soap Company. You can buy soap made by heroes for heroes in the USA. You can get 10% off, 5 or 10%. I don't remember. That's probably bad. At herosoapcompany.com with the code CLINT. Both of those is just CLINT. We're keeping it simple. So to talk about X Games with me is Steve Sommerfeld, all the way from Germany, Deutschland.
Oh, yeah, sehr gut, Deutschland. Yeah. No, it is actually kind of good. The weather is relatively good today, and I'm about to go for a mountain bike ride. So,
Once we bang this
yeah,
out.
once we go through this X Games list of who is in, and I did notice one name of who is out. So this will be I had a quick little sticky beak yesterday when I did a Shed Talk episode for the Writers Lounge, and I just read through the names and I just said, I'm just going to do the names. I'm not going to talk about it because tomorrow I'm going to do a podcast with Clint, and that's where we're going to talk about it. Then, as I was saying the names, I was like, hang on, there's one name on there that I did not say, and we'll get to that when we go through probably best trick and best whip. You'll work
Where
out who I'm talking about.
is where?
It I love X Games. Thank you for always having X Games. But guys, your website sucks.
I know. They wait like
The
the
invited athletes, there it is there. Fourth one down. But
um
even to get to the Ventura part of the website, you've got to click on that bit first before you get to the next one. And this page right here is just like,
well, they
I don't know,
literally
it's like,
even just put the schedule up.
yeah.
Like, cuz I've been looking for it and I'm like, what is going on here? And then finally it just popped up the other day. So this is it. It just says
Maybe
all
they didn't know.
Moto
But
X athletes. Doesn't say what
so what
discipline, anything.
so you have to go down to the bottom, scroll down, and you'll find like the last three is best whip, best trick men, and quarter pipe high air men. So I just clicked on best whip. Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Best
This
whip. Yeah, it is very like you have to know what's going on to be able to work the X
she's
Games site.
yeah, she's a clunky old website. John Matthews did give us the heads up a couple of weeks ago, but as you said in the last podcast that we just did, or the last video we just did, both actually, we were both a little bit MIA. So anyway, hang on, I'm just looking at yours. Oh yeah, I think you've got the same list as me.
So we are
There could be
on.
names. There could be names like disappearing and appearing
That's
that
true
fast. You
too.
just never know.
Maybe,
You
yeah, you
never,
got to refresh your screen.
you
So on
just never
my
know.
screen for Best Whip, we have Tyler Behrman, Patrick Evans, Axel Hodges, Jared McNeil, Guillaume Navas, right? Tom
Yeah.
Parsons, Julian Van Stippen, and Genki Watanabe, which is a ridiculous lineup.
That is huge. Like it's actually it is ridiculous.
And
And
I'm just going to say Patrick Evans right now because of the videos he's posted using the electric bike. I think Parsons is coming off of some type of injury.
okay.
I think he's only been riding a couple months here. And I think he's been basically free riding. And I just saw him finally practice on a ramp recently. Um, but I mean, it's hard to bet against Bierman and all those guys, Axel, but it's just what I've seen on that electric, the Stark Varg has been ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. And when I looked at this list, I was like, man, there are some big heavy hitters in there. That is massive. Wanky, I think, does Wanky have a gold medal in a best whip in the past?
I'm pretty sure.
Julian Van Stippen, yep. Tom Parsons, I think he has at least one gold medal in best whip, maybe two. Um, does Jared McNeil? Yes. Axel Hodges. I don't think Axel has a best whip gold, but he does have two golds. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, like, so there's those guys with medals. Guillaume Navas doesn't have a medal, but he's got a massive whip. Patrick Evans, like you said, and Tyler Berriman. Like, everybody there is massive. But exactly what you were saying, Julian Van Stippen had the biggest whip ever at X Games, which was at Axel Hodges' house in
Off the
2021. That was
120.
off the 120 ramp. That was the biggest whip I think we've ever seen by anybody ever. Patrick Evans is now doing basically what Julian did off the 120 ramp. Oh my God, exactly. That video right there. Off of a regular ramp.
Bruh.
Off a regular ramp. This is insane. Is that a dirt jump or a ramp?
I don't know. Let's see. Right.
I don't know if you can slide that down because you're on Instagram.
No, it's
there.
a ramp.
Oh, it's a ramp?
Yep.
I just couldn't tell. Like, his knacks are the biggest knacks I've ever seen just because of this Stark Varg. The whips are insane. And that looks like he's just cruising on that whip compared to what he's been doing recently.
Yeah.
So I feel like Julian Van Stippen has got the biggest whip we've ever seen at X Games, but Patrick on this bike is just
Woo.
it is insane.
Look how fast it comes back at the end. Like, he's
totally
backwards until like 8 feet above the ground, and then he pulls it back. Like, look, he's down.
Right. And he's landing perfectly straight too.
Yeah.
It's not even coming in a bit crossed up or 45 degrees. Like, that was perfectly straight.
And it almost seems like
down.
It almost seems like the less motor gyro, even when he lands, it's just kind of like oof, versus being like, a 450. If you came in kind of a little bit hot and heavy, you'd want to shoot off to the side a little bit.
That's it. That one just comes in so good. But look how massive that is. It's that last bit before he's landed. Yeah, like you say, 8 feet above the landing.
That's why they're so big, because he's got he needs so little time to straighten it back out that he can just hang it out like 90% of the gap.
Oh my God. This is so ridiculous. Oh, nice little turn up is that on a track or like, it's in the hills.
It's the hills, bro. Come on.
Oh, that's that new place that everyone's been sessioning lately.
So, I mean, it's just hard to go against that one.
And he's doing that on different ramps, different setups. So throw him in at X Games. I don't think it's going to be an issue for him to at least be tickling the spot of taking a gold medal. But, man, that is a big lineup. They are all big names.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch for sure. I hope that they do some kind of... I liked when they had the gyro, like, on the screen, and you can see how many degrees they were actually turning. Because, other than that, you're kind of just going off of style, which...
Yeah.
I guess I had I had such bad style that I really hate that metric as being so... important.
Yeah, I know where you're going on that one. Yeah.
Make me feel
Yeah,
like maybe if I came up with something cool enough, I could have won. You know what I mean? I didn't
yeah. If I
also
could
have
just
to
get
look cool.
under it, even if it looked ugly, but I was under it, I
Yeah,
might be half a chance.
exactly. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, and that's,
And
FMX itself is just so much of it is how everything looks and the feeling that you get watching stuff that there's like you just can't uncouple it from a rad style.
yeah. Or the feeling you think you're doing until you see the video footage and go,
Oh man, watching footage back has
ah.
ruined more dreams than anything. That's true,
Exactly.
dude. You're like, oh, bro, let me see that. And then you're like, I wish you
Yeah.
hadn't have shown me that. Why did you have to show
No,
me that? I was having fun today up until this point, and now I know that looks
see,
terrible.
that's where I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say I do have a really good wife because if she filmed me on the few occasions that she did, I'm like, oh, you've got to show me. And she's like, no, you don't want to see this. I'm like, no, no, no. She's like, no, it's better you don't see it.
That's
Just
almost
go do it
worse.
again.
That's
Yeah, just
almost
go do it
worse.
again. Do it again, and I'm sure you'll get it on the next one. Okay,
At
okay.
least you were there and do it again. But if it was just like you left, you're just on the way
Oh
home, and
yeah,
she's
that
just
would
like, I'm not going to show you
that would be
anything.
crushing. No, don't look at it. You suck
You're
so
like,
bad.
fuck, dude, what are we even doing here? Why are we
Yeah.
here?
That's probably what she said for most of the hours watching. Right, so best trick.
Best trick,
Looks
men,
like we've
as
got
opposed
7.
to best trick women.
Oh,
Just want to
yeah.
put that out there.
Hang on. Go scroll down just a little bit. I think we've got best trick men, quarter pipe high air men, but best whip anybody can go
And
in.
Vicky was
So
not in it. So why isn't it
there we
best
go.
trick men?
There we
Or
go.
sorry,
I
best
mean,
whip men.
Vicky could be. She could smash a quarter pipe, I'm sure.
Yeah. But my point is, why isn't it named best whip men if Vicky's not there?
Mm, it's leaving the door open.
She'll show up.
Maybe that's the surprise. Maybe there's something coming.
All right.
Cool. All right. So best trick
Best
X
trick.
Games. Well, I mean, this is good for me.
Lots of
This is good for the Aussies.
Lots of Aussies in this.
I see a lot of Australian flags.
We're not
So
even
Rob,
represented in this at all in America here.
no, yeah. Who could you
There's
have?
7 riders. 5 of them are from Australia. One
Exactly.
is from Japan and one is from, is that Belgium?
Belgium. Yeah, exactly. So Rob Adelberg, Harry Bink, Pat Bowden, Tucker Higashino, Benny Richards, Jacko Strong, and Julian Van Stippen. 7 riders, exactly what you just said. And I'm pretty sure I saw this website a couple of weeks ago when I was about to do a quick name drop, but then I got busy. There was 8 riders. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I dreamt it, but I'm pretty sure there was 8 riders. It was 8 riders and 6 Australians. Josh Sheehan, his name was on there, but
Really?
Sheeny is nailed on best trick and best whip. I do not know why. I probably could have texted him before we started this podcast to find out. That would have been the smart thing to do. But I don't know. Maybe he decided with the good news that he's going to be Papa Sheeny soon. Maybe he's decided to just give this year a miss.
Yeah. Wants to be around. When are they due? Is she due?
Ooh, I don't
Whatever you want to say. Maybe it's
know.
close
I don't
to,
know.
maybe it's around this time. So they're like, I don't want to be away in America when you have the
That
kid.
that is true. Let's just do a quick Insty stalk. Why'd I type in Harry? Josh. Ah, you goose. I'm
Harry Sheehan.
Sheeny FMX. Right. Well, there you go. Yep, you've called it. Soon to be mummy and daddy in July. So
There you go.
yeah, he's staying home. So that is one big name missing from best whip and from best trick.
Very
But
responsible of him.
yeah, I mean it's Sheeny. That's That would be the one word I would probably use to describe him is responsible. Even though he was the first guy to do a triple flip off the dumbest ramp ever,
Yeah.
I would still say responsible. So yeah,
He did it
5 Aussies.
responsibly.
What's that? Sorry,
He did it responsibly.
he did. He
What
did.
happened? I just
So
went into a page and then went backwards, and then it won't go back to the page I was just at.
see, this is what I'm saying. I mean, at least they put together a good location with Ventura because their website sucks. Like, at least the comp will be fun. I saw this
What
year
the
they're
hell is
bringing
going
a
on?
whole bunch of music for this year as well.
I'm even on the invited page, and there's nothing here. Like, I don't understand what happened.
See, I told you, like, you
Oh,
refresh
there
this
we
thing, you're
go.
gonna have a whole new writers list. Yeah, just there you go, best trick men. So I don't know what we're gonna see.
Right, like what's Pat
Um,
Bowden got? Do we know at all?
so that's kind of the big news I would say in this writers list is Pat Bowden finally getting like a spot to go to the big one. He did do X Games Sydney a couple of years ago, but I feel like that was kind of a token. They're in Australia, they gave it to
Right.
him, and it was a wet, miserable event. And he never got to the big one in America, but now finally he's going.
Yeah, I would say that's good. He's always had big tricks that
Exactly.
look
He
good.
has won. He's won Nitro World Games, I think, twice in Best Trick
Nice.
over Sheeny,
Yeah.
actually. Um, yeah, I think it. So he must have won it twice. One with a, or maybe he didn't win it. I know he was in front of Sheeny twice,
Well, I
but I know
think
he's at least won one with a cliffhanger backflip, maybe off the moon booter, was insane.
I,
He's definitely done ruler front flips off of moon
but one of
booters. He's done
those
all
he
sorts of
ended up
crazy
losing
shit.
to Davy Johnson with the decade.
Oh yeah,
So I think
yep,
that's
the
one he
decade
may
edge.
have gotten second or something in that.
Yep, that sounds about right, actually. So Pat Bowden, I think, that's big news for me. I think well deserved. He is. I would say he's probably more so than even best trick rider. Like he's more of a freestyle rider. Obviously, they don't have freestyle
Right.
runs at X Games now, but I feel like for years he should have been there just for the FMX alone.
For
Um,
sure. I
Harry
would
Bink is gonna be always tough. Like that dude is not scared to try something dumb and go for it.
So do we think he goes, what ramps are they having? Are they having a moon booter or something similar? Did they last year?
There'll at least be a next gen ramp. There'll at least be next gen and 75 and a super kicker.
So
So
he
there'd be
can
three
double
ramps
flip
minimum.
next gen, triple flip
Yeah.
next gen? Nobody's triple flip next gen
Well,
yet.
no, I mean that's what they triple flipped Nitro
Oh,
Circus
okay.
World Games in Suncorp. But that was next gen. No, sorry. Sorry. No.
Yeah,
That's
they
wrong.
had their
I was
own
going.
ramp.
No, that was the Moon Booter. Sorry, I was
Oh,
getting way off topic. That was Moon Booter with an extra piece, I think, welded on the end of a Moon Booter.
right.
So no. So next gen Super Kicker in 75. Maybe, man, if they had a Moon Booter at X Games would be sick.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. But Harry Bink, either way, the dude can double flip and he can front flip the next gen ramp. I'm sure Jacko Strong, who has double flipped dirt and front flipped dirt before. Far out. Who knows what Jacko's coming with? And I haven't heard what any of these guys are doing,
Yeah, it's been very
but I
quiet on the
but the only thing I have heard is watch out for Adelberg. All I've heard from a few people is watch out, Adelberg is coming in hot. So I was like, okay, if if the
hmm.
tiniest few things that have got out is watch out, I'm either getting really nervous or really fucking excited. I guess it's both. I just
What do
hope
we
it.
want to speculate that he's doing? The bike flip? What was the other
Oh,
thing he was working on?
Oh, that would be nice. I think no, Clint. I think Clinton Moore was bike flipping 75. I don't know. Was Adelberg going for the bike flip as well?
I don't know.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was. I don't
Or
know, man. I don't know.
the
Like,
720 thing. I mean, I can't think of anything
ooh,
else that's, in the
and off of
atmosphere,
those
like
three ramps.
that's floating around. You know what I mean? Where unless he came
Yeah,
up with something completely, you know, different that nobody's even
something. Yeah, could be like a David Ronaldo moment where he came out with a backflip Cali roll that
right.
made zero sense, and he still stuck it.
I'm very
I don't
impressed
know.
that and I don't, like that's how the dude is, but it's like to still, after all these years, be like, I mean, Ronaldo's the same way, right? Like, how long have they been around doing
Yeah,
ridiculous
yeah, yeah,
shit?
yeah,
A long
yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah, like Adelberg. Does Adelberg have the most X Games gold medal wins in 1 year? I think he got 6 gold medals
Oh,
in
because they had the
365 days.
international. That's hard.
They
That's a
had.
hard, because
I think
that's,
he had winter as well, though. He had like the winter,
mm.
the snow bike. He had, yeah, I guess it was Norway as well. Maybe was
And that's one of
involved
the
in
years they did
something
a
like that.
bunch of events, though. So it's like
Yeah,
hard to, it's like a record that'll probably never get beat because they don't
yeah.
do enough events for anybody to win that many medals.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's been around for a long time and he still wants to come with something new. But I think, you know, same like Jacko Strong. That dude he is X Games best trick. Like
Yeah, for
that's
the past
Jacko.
10 years, he's been like a threat
Yeah.
to win.
Every time. The only person that brings Jacko down is Jacko. Like, I think he had a couple of crashes out at Axel Hodges' place when they did the couple of X Games there. Like
Yeah.
he was in the middle of it. I think it was the last one they did there. We were like, yeah, Jacko's going to win this, and then I think he crashed on like the last jump of his run, and we're like, he's got it. Like this has to be him. Um, so I feel like Jacko's almost like his own worst enemy.
How about Benny Richards? Who does he ride at
He rides
Adelberg's?
with Jacko.
Oh, okay.
Probably both. Because I guess they're not far from each other. Not that far. Like maybe 6, 7 hours, possibly. But yeah, Benny lives somewhere near Jacko. I think he might even be in Wagga.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's what
Uh,
it said in when I was on that page that I
oh
won't
yeah,
go into because we'll not be
because
able
it's
to
going to
find
blow
our way
everything out.
back to here.
Yeah, yeah. So Jacko lives pretty much. I guess you'd probably say he's Lockhart, but it's like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes from Wagga. So yeah, they're pretty. Like it's not bad. Like
Yeah,
Benny and Tommy being young kids having Jacko live down the road with one of the sickest compounds that just is ever
it's pretty
growing.
cool.
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, did you remember watching coming into the X Games last year, Benny? Actually, I think the two of them, the brothers, Benny and Tommy, were both working on um far out. What was that trick? Chuck Carruthers' trick.
Corolla.
Um yeah, they were working on the Corolla. They were going for all sorts of crazy crap at Jacko's in his foam pits. So that was a year ago, if not two. Who knows what they got this year?
Yeah. So that's
And
awesome. At
Julian,
least there's some young
yeah,
blood there.
yeah, exactly. And then Julian and Tucker. Tucker, you never know what you're going to get with Tucker. Um, he is an old man, but maybe it's who knows? Maybe he's got something else.
The thing
Because
is,
generally it's been the rock solid flip
yeah.
and a Cali roll the last few years.
Well, that's the thing is his regular tricks are so good that like if you're like need another
It's
guy
still,
for best trick, you're
yeah,
like let's just
yeah,
get Taka. We know what he's gonna do, but it's still awesome.
yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like that's an Adam Jones way of looking at it. Like his
Yeah,
regular tricks are still some of the best tricks
yeah,
in the world.
yep.
Yeah. And Julian Van Stippen.
Yeah, what's he got
Whew.
best trick wise? Was he? Do you have any
Uh,
idea? Double flip? What's he doing?
I don't have any idea. I know he has. I've seen in the foam pit that he was working on. I think he's put up double flips. Oh no, sorry, no, idiot. Julian is double flipping. He is double flipping. He's on the super kicker. But I've seen him do 360s into the foam pit, but they looked gnarly as. I don't know if he'll bring that, but a 360's been done now for 20 years, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past Julian because I feel like that guy has got so much bike skill that if he is to set his mind to something, he probably can get it done.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what Julian would bring, but the fact that he's been in now for a couple of years in the best trick category, will he focus more on that and like come up with something big to take the win? Or is he kind of happy to shoot for podium and focus on best whip? I don't know.
Only time will tell, Stephen. Only time will
Yeah.
tell. All right. At least this one, quarter pipe, high air. At least
Oh, you've got
America.
some Americans now. Oh,
America. We just like to go big, bro. Okay,
yeah.
that's it. We just want to get high here in America. That's all it is.
That basically sums this up, doesn't it?
Americans just want to get high. All right, so we only go
That's it.
for the high stuff. All right,
We
so
just want to get
in
high.
uh, quarter pipe, big air, men only. Tyler Berman.
Berriman?
It's I've heard people say Bierman that actually know him, so I'm gonna say it's probably that. Corey Creed, Cole Denny, Patrick Evans, Axel Hodges, Guillaume Navas, and Colby Raha, which it's awesome to have once again. Well, I would say I think just a rivalry, the Colby Axel rivalry, I think is good. I think somebody that's probably gotten hurt a couple times and not been able to actually affect that is Corey Creed.
Yep.
Because didn't he get hurt before like X Games last year or something?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he came in totally fit. Tight man, but I would say this is probably the tightest quarter pipe we've seen. Like, if all of these guys manage to get there and not wipe themselves out before the event, which is in like 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah, yep.
If all of these guys get there, this will probably be this will be the best quarter pipe competition. I am sure of it. Like Guillaume Navas, he went so big in his rookie year, like surprised the hell out of everybody. Cole Denny, exactly the same, like coming from jumping off of his house on a trike to dominating, like actually looking so damn good. Corey Creed coming back, Tyler Berriman. Man, this is going to be massive.
It's
And
gonna
then
be good.
throw in Colby and Axel wanting to just take each other down. This will be wild.
I think, it's like it's hard to bet against Colby, right? The last 2 or 3 years, he's basically
Yeah.
come out last run and beat everybody when he had to. So,
Yeah.
I mean that he's not scared to twist the throttle, and he's obviously got bike skill. So,
That's it. I saw an interview. I don't know who it was with, but I only saw it about a week or two ago when he was talking about the two times. I think he beat Axel twice, right?
yeah,
At his house.
I think he's
And he was
undefeated.
just yeah, and his what he was saying was like, all respect or something to Axel, but he's like, I didn't care if I crashed and like died. Like
So
I
that
was
was
going for it. He just twisted the throttle.
the Jackson podcast where Twitch interviewed him.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yep. Yeah. He's definitely got that DGAF in him. And
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's hard to. I just feel like Axel's got a bit of it and Corey's got a bit of it. And obviously Tyler does too, but I feel like those other guys and like Cole does, but I don't know that he's skill wise the same level of like Colby, Axel, Corey. I
Mm,
think Tyler's up there skill wise, but I don't know that I say that, but he's definitely
yeah.
done some DGAF moments like at
Yeah.
Imagination.
That's it. That's true. That's very
So
true.
maybe I would say it's those four: Tyler, Corey, Axel, Colby is going to be your,
Yeah,
and any one of those, given the day, could probably be interchangeable depending on how they feel on the setup.
exactly. Yeah.
Although, just now that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
did you
this,
just realize the same thing that I was about to say?
so Patrick Evans and Colby Raha are going to be on Stark Vargs.
Is Colby going to take the Stark for this one?
I'm pretty sure he's got a Stark Varg deal, and his
I
Um,
know he's
I
got
may be
one,
breaking
so
news here, but I think he's
uh,
done with Husky, and
oh, okay.
he's going full Stark Varg.
Okay,
So I don't
fine.
know if that contract runs through the end of the year, you know what I mean, or how it works. But as far as things I've heard, and I've been, like talking with some people that are, close with him, he's going full electric, boogie woogie woogie.
Man. Yeah, because like he's doing all the urban free ride. That makes total sense. What he could get up to there, I think, would be awesome. And it'd be interesting, like how he finds it, like going from the husk, like yeah,
Well, if you
is
go
the
and look
husky
at
being
his
lighter? Like the husky is a lighter bike, and you're
right.
going up, so he's competing against gravity. So the Stark Varg has to deliver more power to get you higher, but you are going straight up and coming straight down. So I assume a lighter bike still has to be
Not
somewhat of an there has to be an advantage there.
not only is it lighter, it's more powerful. So he could just
I
turn
mean
that.
the Husky would be lighter than the Stark, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
is it?
Surely. Yeah, I think the Stark Varg's still like it's probably like 10 kilograms, like 20 pounds on a regular bike, isn't it? Or have
I
I
don't know.
completely missed the
You might be right, and just the lack of gyro is what makes it feel
yeah.
lighter. But if you look at all these clips I'm showing you, they're all on Starks.
Yeah. There you go.
So all of his practice here is on Starks.
Yeah. There you go. Then that tells you what's happening. Yeah, 110 kilos, 242 pounds is the Stark Varg.
That's right. And what's a 450? It's got to be same.
Um, Husky, I think it's probably a little bit lighter. Husky 450 weight is somebody tell me. Come on. Okay, I really need to find out this information really quickly.
Right now,
You're not help.
people,
You're
internet.
not help. You're not helping me, Google. The Husqvarna website's nearly as bad as the bloody
they're
X Games website.
like
Come on.
they're like dry weight, loaded weight, shipping
Yeah,
weight.
I just need the technical details. Okay, 102 kilograms, so 8 or 7.2 kilos lighter, which would be about I don't know, 15 pounds.
Yeah, not enough to. I bet you
Not
the
enough to make a
lack
big
of
difference.
gyro, um, more than makes up for that.
Yeah. The amount of torque, instant torque with a
Yeah,
short run up, he can.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And he's
man,
working with
that's.
them, so you don't think he's gonna have
Yeah.
work out some special like setting for the thing.
Yeah. If he calling up like Anton Vass and like, hey, man, just I know there's an 80 horsepower version. Can you give me the 120 horsepower
Yeah,
version? Just
yeah. Like
give me what you got.
I guarantee you,
I
they
need to
hook it
win.
up to a phone and they're just like, okay, we need the traction to come on like this, blah blah
Yeah,
blah, and that's the
that's
end of
that's
it.
where he's probably going to be going. It would make sense,
Look how upside
man.
down he is in
So
this.
that looks so good out there in the desert. I loved what Colby's done there. Like
Yeah.
he's just gone, fuck this. I'm going to buy property in the middle of nowhere and do whatever I want, and nobody can complain. And he's built his playground.
And now we just bought a house 4 miles away, he said.
Nice.
So,
And he's managed to get Metzger out there getting into it.
yeah, Metzger's full
One
on
of
now.
the original guys to actually kind of
Yeah, on a quarter
go
pipe.
free to go yeah, exactly, to go free riding and kind of make quarter pipe a thing. Like if it was not for Metzger, we wouldn't kind of get the Renners of the world going, yeah, we can go quarter pipe stuff.
Well, so the first guy was Doug Parsons.
Very true.
Parsons invented. Parsons is way more progressive than he gets credit for, I feel like, nowadays.
Yeah.
Because he did a lot of stuff back there first. And
But people would have just said that's the dumbest idea ever. And he's like, you just watch me.
yeah, like him and Schweitzer built the first quarter pipe in the hills. Anybody remember that? They just went out there with a machine, and then I think it was all
Yeah.
dirt. I don't even think there was a metal lip. It was just all dirt, and they just shaped it up and started.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a dirt quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but Metz was on there, pretty. He was on the train pretty early.
Yeah. So that is I would say quarter pipe will probably be the tightest competition that we're going to see. Only because all of those names there,
And let's
at
face
least
it,
four of them are like near on definites for a podium, bar something going wrong. But all seven of them can get a podium
and
fairly within their limits
I think
pretty
that
easily.
overall for Moto X and X Games, um, quarter pipe high air is the best contest only because
Yeah.
it's very clear cut. You get
Yeah.
higher or you don't. Like that's it. Like
Yep.
there's no judgment at all, style, any of that. It's just like going as
Yeah.
high as you can.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's the easiest one for the crowd to understand. There is just a clear winner, no questions asked. You win. Simple. So, and I guess that's probably where it comes down for Colby, where he's just like, "Fuck it, twist the throttle.
Yeah.
I'm here to win. You can twist the throttle on a best whip and still come out of the ramp maybe a bit wrong and not get a good one, or the judges simply don't like it.
Yeah.
Like you can almost sometimes the harder you try on a whip, the worse it gets. Like
Yeah.
you can go too hard and like, yeah, I'm just going to get under it, and then you just screw the whole thing up. But you go into a ramp as fast as you can,
You're going high.
yeah,
It's whether you
you're
can
going
turn around or not. What's the
exactly.
ruling on crashing? Like if you go higher but then you crashed, which would
I
be
guess you.
terrible,
I
but
guess.
is it just the height or you got to
I
ride
guess.
the thing out?
And I guess you got to ride it. You'd have to ride it out. But what was the results for last year? X Games quarter pipe high air 2023 results. 56 feet 3 inches. Get the fuck out.
And I think he was a
Corey
foot.
Creed was 55. So Corey Creed was 1 foot and 3 inches behind last year.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I mean,
Man. Like that. Yeah, I don't even want to think about crashes at 56 feet. That
right.
is just insane. And actually, I would say, like, that was one thing I was about to say before. Corey Creed is probably the most experienced when we're talking about quarter pipe. Like, I feel like he's the dude who rides this thing all year, for a few years. He was out with injury, like a pretty bad injury, I think, for a little while, but he's not scared to alley oop that thing.
What? Who did a? I think Axel did an alley oop in a show, or was that Corey?
I think Corey at Freestyle Kings, maybe,
That's what it was.
or was it at a Nitro show?
It was
I
one
can't
of
remember.
those. But I remember seeing
Yeah,
it and be like, "Oh shit, that's cool." You know that they
yeah,
brought it in.
yeah. So what's that? Is that last year's? Is that? Oh, it is too. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
last year's results. I can't really see it, so I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit. Was it 56-3, 55-7, 52-1? And like actually, Cole, yeah, Cole Denny wasn't that far off in fourth last year.
Nope.
Excuse me.
49.8 was his highest.
I can't see. Can you scroll a little bit more to the? Oh, hang on. What was the best one for Patrick
So
Evans?
all the way to the
46
right
8.
is it? Yeah, Patrick
Oh
Evans,
yeah,
46
yeah,
8.
yeah,
But
yeah. So
again, he's on the electric bike with more
exactly.
power. And I'm sure he's been practicing, so
Yeah,
he could come out and really be a guy to beat too. His progress over the last couple years has been
yeah. I'm
pretty
really impressed.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably like almost your key indicator right there is look at the progression of Patrick Evans.
yeah,
Like in 2 years, he's come up like in the last 6 months, the whips in the last 6 months, you just like
yeah,
he went from, yeah, he's got a good whip to that is the biggest whip I've ever seen on a
yeah.
75-foot jump. It yeah, it's
A
ridiculous.
lot of
So
it, I would say, is switching to the Stark because,
yeah,
like you said, over the last, I think he only switched that many months ago. You know, like before
yeah.
that, he had a regular whatever it was, KTM or something. Um, And then yeah, as soon as he swapped to the Stark, and then all of a sudden it started to progress to like you said, like what in the hell is that?
Yeah, that like it's absolutely ridiculous. So, man, this year is going to be nuts. I do like that. Like the three events they've got, they are three solid FMX events. Like best trick. Let's see what we got. I hope the course is better this year. That was probably the only downside last year was the landings looked like it was playing a bit of a problem on everybody. I remember there was a bit of complaints. So hopefully they've got a better jump for everybody
Yeah,
in FMX Best Trick. Best whip is going to be insane. I can't wait to see Patrick up against Julian. That's like the big thing I want to see is can Julian on a he's now joined on Yamaha. So Julian's moved from what was he? Cowie? No, KTM. It was KTM. Now he's on Yamaha. Can he get whips as big as he did back in 2021? If he does, will that beat Patrick? And quarter pipe, man, quarter pipe is going to be huge. Right. So have you got a date on there?
so I did find what I found the schedule yesterday on something. There we go,
Oh,
schedule.
you'll never find that again.
Yeah. So Friday, June 28th, we're gonna skip all that stuff and get to the dirt bike part.
All right. So in
Moto X Best
15
Whip
days.
at 11:10. So that is 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning East Coast time. So it's safe to say I will not see that live.
Wait, what day is that on? Is that the
Friday.
Friday or the
Yeah,
Saturday?
Friday. Friday, June
What?
28th, Best Whip. There's just one event per
Mine's
day with Moto.
oh, okay, yeah, because it knows I'm in Germany, so it's automatically put it on Saturday, June 29th at 5:10 a.m.
There you go. Saturday, June 29th in America, in the good old US of A. Best Trick starts at 10:15, so that's going to be 4:15 your time AM. So good
Yeah,
luck trying to
exactly.
watch that.
4:15 on Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's still
can't wait to get that.
1 o'clock for me. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then
And
Sunday,
then
June 30th, quarter pipe high air, 5:15 p.m. So if you stay up real
mate,
late,
that's a good one. Like I'll be waking up in the morning, 11:50. Oh, wait. Oh, PM. Oh, hang on. No, that's 11:15 PM Sunday in Germany. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And the only thing that travels over to the 1st of July on the Monday in Germany is
BMX
BMX
start.
Dirt Best Trick, 12:15 in the morning. Ooh, man. So it's in literally 15 days. X Games is starting. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. We're back, and unfortunately we won't be seeing Sheeny, but I guess we'll be saying congratulations very soon for Bubs coming along. So there you go.
There you go. All right. So would like to try to make it out to at least one event maybe, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So
You've got the fair up. So
yeah, so the fair starts the
man,
20th. And
okay.
it's there's one day off, which is Tuesday the 25th. Which ironically, my friend has a car stunt show in New York State that day, so I can go up and do that. But I was trying to get out for a day or two to cover this, but I'm not sure. Maybe I can miss a day. I don't know. He'll be like, we don't know where the Harley
So
guy is. He just didn't show
okay.
up.
Yeah, the Harley guy's just been partying. Well, it's a 3-week fair, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
I'm like
I'm.
Austin, you can jump this thing once or twice, okay? We'll just
I thought you were gonna say like Austin can just like cover your tracks or just do some more FMX jumps. No, Austin, get on the Harley. Like it's fine. You can handle 750 cc's of bone bone vibrating
Yeah,
power.
yeah, exactly. It's pretty good. It doesn't
Oh man,
vibrate that much.
it would be awesome if you could get there. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
would be sick.
quarter pipe day seems to be a good day just 'cause then I can get a reflection on all the other events. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? Versus being like there on the first day and then nobody's done the other events. Although maybe you'll lose, a bunch of guys will like be like, my event's done. I don't care. I'm going home. That may also
Yeah,
happen.
I hope not. I hope they don't do that because it feels like this year, like they didn't have music last year, did they?
I
Like I think
think they
last year
did
was just.
because it
Oh, did
says
they?
music is back
Oh, okay.
somewhere. See, now I'm in a crazy.
I just felt
We
like they
can.
were really pumping up the music side of it, so I thought it was like, okay, maybe it's a bit more
I'm
festival-y
so
feel.
happy. Thank you guys.
I know that this isn't Moto, but Letitia Buffoni is worthy of a watch.
When's this? That's 13.
Dude, this chick is
2013, I
too
think.
hot to be able to skateboard this well. Just gonna put that, just gonna put
Yeah,
that
like
out there.
how is she not ground her face down yet?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do both, okay? Like,
That's it.
just back off.
It was
Yeah,
like I was watching a comedian and they were like, you can't be good looking and smart and I don't know, do the next thing. It's like you can only have two things out of
yeah,
three.
exactly.
Or if you are good looking, you're great at your sport, you are smart, but you better have a really bad family life. Like
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
it
Something's got to
can't
be off.
yeah, exactly. You can't just have everything. I think it was Taylor Tomlinson. Maybe that's who it was.
Awesome. Well, all right, everybody. That is X Games in a nutshell. Comment. What do you guys think? Did you guys heard anything we didn't hear? That Joe?
That's what I want to know. Like, comment if you've heard things that we haven't heard, because clearly we're just like throwing out dumb ideas right now because we have absolutely zero info.
Yeah, pretty
Maybe
much.
you guys have got something.
Hopefully you got something. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys, and check out official Crusty Demons on YouTube. That's the page I've been putting up all the raw. I'm actually it'll be up by the time you see this because I'm gonna do that to release tonight. It's gonna be free riding raw footage of Travis Pastrana, Brian Deegan,
Oh,
Mickey Diamond riding Beaumont from Crusty 3 where Travis breaks his wrist and all that. I've got
oh, that one was gnarly.
I've got the two actual shots that made it in the movie about that, but there's a bunch of like they talk, they go back and forth, and you can see them lining up, a bunch of hits and stuff. Like the thing I posted to their Instagram, which is Deegan doing this little rhythm section thing, and I've got in the raw footage, it's like him scoping it and trying to figure out like how to get through it and jump it and everything. So, for us people
That's
that actually
sick.
really care a lot about this stuff, yeah, it's cool to watch them, just break the stuff
That
down. And the thing you'll realize going back and watching is Mickey Diamond was the man. Everybody's just following Mickey
he is a
Diamond. They're
boss.
like, bro,
Yeah.
how fast do we go? Like, whatever. Like, and even Dana was like, yo, Mickey was gnarly. And John told me I was talking about this with John, and he's like, yeah, when we would go places to film, he'd be like, is Mickey dressed already? He's like, Dana, because he's using the film, camera, John.
Oh,
And so he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Dana, are you recording? Are you recording? Mickey's going. And he's like, he's not. He's like, yeah, he's going to hit that right now. Like, you better get filming.
Fun.
So he said they missed a
Man,
lot. They missed stuff because he would hit stuff so fast, like you wouldn't even know. He'd just like look at it once and be like, "Brah," which I'm like, that's how Chuck was. Chuck is like,
that's so
you
gnarly.
better just have your camera turned on because you didn't never know when he's just gonna blast something.
There's there's no speed checks. It's just like scope it, jump it. Oh, like there's a whole other level to riding when you see people like that. When you see it in the flesh and you're like, you start sweating and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck, how fast am I gonna? And then somebody, "Ah, oh, okay, all right. You're on a whole other level than I'll ever be
yeah,
on."
you're like just warming up, and they're like yanking
Yeah.
it. But that's I tell this story often, but I went to Bakersfield and rode with Chuck and like Jimmy Hill and Scranny and maybe Garrett Alf and I followed Chuck. I already know I've known Chuck for a fairly long time and I've ridden with him a bunch and I know that Chuck is not looking at anything more than two times, and that's if it's big. If it's small, he's
Really?
not even gonna look at it. Like, so, and I knew the fact that he had ridden these places before. So in the beginning, he goes, "We're gonna go to this section where everything's real small." They called it Reds. He's like, "Everything's real small." So I knew immediately Chuck was not gonna make any speed passes. Like he was just gonna
Yeah.
ride through this stuff, and I knew that he's like ADD, so he was going to go directly to the next obstacle. So I'm like, I'm just going to tuck in behind Chuck and just stay as close as I
Oh,
can and just follow him through everything. And then when later on when we got to the bigger stuff, he would actually like run at it once and then you'd make sure it didn't change or something and then jump it. So by the time we were done that day, I was exhausted just from all the adrenaline dumps of being like
yeah.
first time hit on a new jump when there was had to have been 40 jumps we had that day. So it was like including little rhythms. Like the little rhythm, that thing at Reds, you can find it in some videos. Um there's like 8 jumps in a row. I just tucked on him real close and just jumped everything right behind him except for maybe the big like drop off at the end of the section. But yeah, it was like
Man, I that that almost takes as much balls to just trust him blindly. Like just to go,
if he
just
hadn't
tuck in and go.
the fact that he had ridden everything before, I was like
Yeah.
he'll be fine. If it was new, I
Yeah,
obviously
I'm not
wouldn't.
worried about him. I'm worried about you.
No, I've done it. I did it at a track once in Swan MX, and actually, it's a good thing I jumped the thing like this because I never would have probably after that. I tucked in behind the guy. I watched. who looked like they knew what they were doing and pushed themselves to the front of practice. So I just this is in pro class. So I just hop in behind him in like 30 plus pro or whatever. So I hop in behind him and I just start following him first lap, and he jumps this one. He goes like real wide in this corner, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just following him on the good lines. And it was like this weird not like off camera, but it was like this step down, and there was like it was cut into the ground, so there was dirt walls on either side or whatever
Oh,
into this other corner. So it was like right out of one, step down, and then back into another corner. And I just followed him first lap, almost landed into the dirt wall onto the one side or whatever, but I made it. And then after I was like, man, thank God I just followed him off of that, because I probably would not have
yeah.
jumped that if I had looked at what it was. So I just,
That's
yeah,
so good.
just like, especially
Fuck.
moto jumps, like they're not that steep
Yeah.
or like, they're usually pretty forgiving. So I'm like, I'll just tuck in behind this guy and just stay right on his ass the whole time.
Yeah. That's so gnarly. That's cool. But yeah, man. That's yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that Crusty video tonight, because I have noticed the official Crusty Demons popping up with all the new footage, like all the clips you've been, like the real. What are they on YouTube?
Yeah,
Shorts.
shorts. Yeah.
So yeah, don't you worry. I've seen them popping up.
So
Like,
I got,
somebody's working.
yeah, I already got a short pulled up from, they went to a go kart place and got kicked out of there. So I got one chopped up for that from that
Of
same
course.
day.
Of course. Awesome, man. No, I'm looking forward to that. So if that's on tonight, then yeah, I'll be giving that a watch.
And then once
For
we get
sure.
we got our first podcast recorded, we're going to record some more, and then they're going to come out every Friday. So I'm going to try to do new unseen
Whoa.
raw footage every Thursday, podcasts every Friday. So I'm going to have them like in the can a little bit more. So that way, it's like I'm not pressed to cut clips and put edit everything that week. So we
Man,
shall see.
you've got work, and then I'm thinking, hang on, when are we gonna do more videos? You're gonna be tapped.
Well, I am actually editing these last two a little bit, but I'm gonna try to. I'm trying to clean everything up so that it's a more presentable package and everybody's happy with, the product. So,
Yeah.
and if that's what got me stepped up to that, then cool. But it's awesome to work with those guys and go through this footage and get to see all this old stuff like from my childhood, basically, and uh, it's pretty awesome. So, and I know a lot of you guys are really appreciating it as well. I see a lot of the comments and stuff, and it's like I'm just one of you guys. I'm pumped to get to see this stuff and put it out there. So, it's pretty awesome. But anyway, thank you
Nothing
guys.
like being a breeder. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you
Thanks, man.
guys for hanging out, watching the whole thing. Also, if you want if you're driving, you need the audio version, hop on over to Riders Lounge podcast. This and more. You did some interviews at some of the Night of the Jumps. No,
I
your
didn't
face
actually.
looks
No, I was sick as a dog. I was so sick.
okay. Never mind,
So
everyone. Sorry to get you excited.
put the brakes on, man. Just the
Bow, bow,
hand.
bow,
Yeah, you just turned the fuel off on that one. Yeah, I was so sick. I just had to set up the airbags, which killed me, and just get through the weekend commentating, and then I died for a week. So no interviews, but there is more shed talks and there's more crap coming. So don't worry. There's plenty coming on the Writers Lounge
There you go.
podcast.
Get in there. Shed talk. All right, everybody.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.